You know, too many of us are looking at the blessings in everyone else's cup rather than celebrating what we already have within our own. Today, let's talk about grace in a glass. Are you half full, half empty, or overflowing? Well, you know what's up. Turn me up. I'm mic'd up. Join me and let's mix it up. What's good people? How you doing? How you living? How's it going? What's happening? I hope that you are doing well. Well, I want to welcome you to another edition of In the Mix. I'm your host with the most, yours truly, Dr. Eddie Connor. It's an honor that you've joined me today. Come on, I need you to do a brother a favor. Drop some light bulb emojis in the chat. Yeah, I want you to do that. Drop some light bulb emojis in the chat. As a matter of fact, we're going to have a conversation, a courageous conversation of illumination. Yeah, I need you also do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button on this video. Come on, hit that thumbs up button. Hit the subscribe button. Hit that like button, family. Yeah, I'm growing your greatness. Help me grow our channel for change, our channel that creates change, our channel that breaks chains. Yeah, let's do that. We're dropping some light bulb emojis in the chat as well because we're going to light it up. We're going to brighten it up. We're going to flip the switch on it. Why? Because we are the light of the world. And today we're going to spotlight and highlight our topic today, grace in the glass. Are you half full, half empty, or are you overflowing? You know, you can't pour from an empty cup. You really can't. And the question becomes, what are you doing to nurture yourself? What are you doing to pour into yourself? What are you doing for self-care? How are you replenishing your mind, your soul, your spirit, your body? Because at the end of the day, all you have is just you. You're all you got at the end of the day. You only have one you. And you have to make sure that you put time on your schedule for you. You have to put you in your calendar. You have to put you on your schedule. When the whole weight of the world is on your shoulders, when everybody's pulling at you and pulling on you, and trying to book an appointment, trying to be in your face, you have to take time for yourself. You got to put some grace in your glass. You really do. I was talking to someone the other day, and they were in a place of bereavement due to the fact that they lost a very special loved one in their life. And they were saying, you know, I've been crying and I'm trying to stop crying. Today, at that particular time, they said that day was the first day that they had really stopped crying, and they felt like it was achievement, it was accomplishment, because they don't want to cry anymore. I told them, I said, you know what? It's okay to not be okay. It really is. It's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way. But primarily, it's okay to not be okay. Grief comes in waves. It's not a linear, straight arrow line. It's a zigzag. It's wavy sometimes. One day you're up, one day you may not be so up. You may be on cloud nine, then you may be having some challenges. I said, you got to give yourself some grace. You got to put some grace in your glass. To where now I don't even know if you're half full. maybe just depleted. And you can't pour into yourself if you have holes in your cup. I need you to hear me. Because many of us were hemorrhaging and hurting. We're leading while we're bleeding. We're helping other folks when we're hemorrhaging. We're leading while we're bleeding. And you cover the scars with smiles. You cover the scars with hugs. You cover the scars with your suit or your shirt or your skirt. But what are you doing to put grace in your glass? And oftentimes we are trying to pour into people who have holes in their cups. And the wisdom and the resources and the grace and the greatness on our life, it falls on deaf ears, falls on blind eyes. If you notice this, every exit, every emergency door, there's a fire alarm and it says break glass in case of fire. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not living under a rock, if you're not asleep at the wheel, you will notice that we are living in a state of emergency. From the society to the school system, government on down, we are living in a state of emergency, and it's time to break the glass ceiling that's hovering over us. It's time to break the glass of doubt. It's time to break the glass that has oftentimes kept you broken. Why? Because within that glass that you're breaking, there's a gift that's on the inside of you. What are you doing to move through the shards of glass of what it is that you have experienced? Langston Hughes, the late great Langston Hughes, one of the greatest writers of the Harlem Renaissance, said, "Life for me ain't been no crystal stair. Had to endure the shards of suffering and sadness and silence and shame. The shackles that have been on our mind, because now chains are no longer metal, now they're mental. Life for me ain't been no crystal stair, but I've still kept on stepping with the shards of glass in my feet, with the shards of glass that cause pain, while trying to piece together my life again." There are some battles, there's some storms, there's some hills that we have to climb, that we have to endure. But here's what I understand: the trying of your faith worketh patience, patience, experience, hope. What is the glass of your life containing? Is it doubt? Is it jealousy? Is it envy? Is it strife? Is it bitterness that now keeps overflowing in your life? Or is the glass, the grace of glass in your life, filled with peace and love and joy and increase and witty ideas and inventions and grace and greatness? How do you see your glass? Is it half full or is it half empty? I remember being a teenager, I saw my glass half empty. Why is that? Because I was dealing with a diagnosis of stage 4 cancer. People I thought were going to heal me and help me were hurting me and harming me. People I thought were praying for me were literally praying on me. Sitting on the sideline expecting my demise. Chemotherapy, radiation, losing my hair, my self-confidence, my self-esteem. Those things make your glass feel like it's half empty. Much less it feels like it's totally empty. By the grace of God, this year marks another year of me being cancer-free from stage 4. Understanding on the other side of stage 4, there is more. What stage is the state of your mind? And what stage is the state of your heart? And what stage is the state of your spirit, man? And do you see your life as just a little bit more until you're depleted, or just a little bit more until you're full? And here's what I understand. When you've been through enough in your life, when you've been through so much in your life, it's not about necessarily the glass, whether I'm half full or I'm half empty. I'm glad just to have a glass. Facts. I'm glad just to have a glass. I'm glad just to be alive. I'm glad just to be breathing. I'm glad just to be living life, and that more abundantly. Life is about more than what happens to you. It's about what you do after that which happens. Life is about more than what happens to you. It's about what you do after XYZ, you fill in the blank. It happens. What will you do? Will you panic or will you pivot? Let me talk to you. Are you going to panic or are you going to pivot? Because here's what I understand. We're all living in a glass house. Put down the stone. You're trying to throw rocks in everybody else's glass house, not realizing that you live in a glass house yourself. Put down the stone. Stop trying to ridicule and ostracize and destroy and dismay other individuals. You're doing that because it's an expression of how you're feeling about you. I need you to hear me. How people treat other individuals is a direct reflection and an indication of how they feel about themselves. When you recognize that you're living in a glass house, you're going to put down the stone. Come on now. The scripture says, he that is without sin, cast the first stone. Well, guess you better put yours down. Because ain't none of us perfect, but we are worth it. None of us are perfect, but it's about being genuine. You got to give yourself grace for your growth. You got to find the grace in your glass. Family, just type grace. Type grace. Grace is unmerited favor. Grace is favor. Grace is that which I am receiving that I can't work for. Grace helps me to run my race at my pace. Family, you got an amazing class tonight. As you can see, I want you to, whenever I have my gear on, you know it's on. Once you soar into our amazing session tonight, you're gonna receive a whole lot of grace in your glass to fill you all the way up to where you're overflowing. I want you to go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button. Fill out the form, be transformed, so that you can be a part of our amazing live session right after this session tonight, where I'm coaching, teaching, training, mentoring you. Mentorship gives you what I've learned in months and minutes, what I've learned in decades and days. I want you to go right now so that you can get all the teaching, the coaching, the training, the strategy, the structure, the solutions, and the systems to take your vision to another dimension. If that's you and you say, you know what, I don't want to remain stuck like Chuck in a pickup truck. I don't want to stay where I am. I don't want to be stagnant. I don't want to be stifled. I don't want to be stymied. I want to grow. If that's you and you want to grow in every specific area of your life, your relationships, your business, your emotional intelligence, so on and so forth, go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. Spread your wings. I guarantee you're going to win. I want you to stick and stay. More is coming your way. More grace for your glass. It's coming. Stick and stay. More is coming your way. After these messages, I'll be right back. You know, I realize the extent of your development is connected to the extent of your investment. What I mean, invest little, develop little. But we're investing much into you as you invest in yourself by developing your purpose, developing your goals and your dreams and your ideals and your ideas, shifting you from ideas to income. Where does this all happen at? I'm so glad you asked. It takes place in our Eagles Academy. All you have to do is go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the join now button, fill out the form, be transformed, to shift your ideas into income, your contacts into contracts, really to grow your ideas, your impact, and your influence. You owe it to you to invest in you. And as a result of it, now you are able to be coached and mentored and be a part of our live trainings with yours truly, with me, along with a host of other leaders and trendsetters and trailblazers and accountability partners. No one grows in a silo. The power of mentorship, it takes what I've learned in years and months and I give it to you in minutes. What I've learned in decades and I can give it to you in days. To be a part of our private Facebook group, to get guided feedback through our Eagles Nest reflections, to get access to all of the content and all the live sessions and the trainings of business development, of financial stewardship, of the impact and empowerment that only takes place when you go right now to the eaglesacademy.com. Again, when you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed. But it doesn't just stop there. You want to develop your book? Then guess what? You are an aspiring author. You need to get my bestseller book, Blueprint. It's available right now. accessidentity.org/author. All of the insight of what it is that I have used to write 18 books and be a best-selling author. You owe it to you to get your hands on that. You also owe it to you to get my Successful Speaker Strategies download. I'm telling you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to develop your communication. There's an art to communication. Let me show you how to develop that. Go right now as well to accessidentity.org/speaker. And then I am blessed to pastor the Remnant Worshipers Church. I want you to be a part of the church that I am pastoring at right now. Is such a great thing of what it is that God has fashioned us to do. And it's taking place right here in the city of Detroit, 10 a.m. every Sunday. 6 p.m. we have prayer on Tuesdays. And then 7 p.m. on those same Tuesdays, we have TNT Tuesdays. Truth and Transformation. It's amazing. You want to be a part of it. Go right now, trwchurch.org. And then I want to see your face in the place this Sunday at 20470 Hubble Street. I'm doing my best to save you a seat. Powerful prayer, praise, and a preach word. Can't wait to see your face in place at the Remnant Worshipers Church. Yes, y'all, and we don't stop. Family, I need you to heed to these resources that you've heard. Let's get back to the word. We're talking about grace in the glass. Are you half full? Are you half empty? Are you overflowing? I know it's been overwhelming. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, huh? I know it's been overwhelming, but I believe God is shifting you to that which is overflowing. Yeah, God is shifting you to that which is overflowing. But are you willing to put in the work to do it? I remember one time I inadvertently broke some of my glasses, broke one of my favorite pair of glasses, actually. And I'm at the house, stepped on the glasses, moving a mile a minute. And it was so frustrating. There's, you can't blame nobody but yourself, especially when it's just yourself that's living with yourself. So I broke my glasses. And I was so frustrated with myself. Said, how could I do such a thing? And I remember I heard God speak to me. He said, what you're looking through is no longer working for you. What you're looking through is no longer working for you. The frame broke, but the lenses were intact. Sometimes the frame of life breaks. The frame of the system, the frame of your financial standing, the frame of your relationships and your marriage, the frame of your business, the framework of it is no longer working for you. Your vision is too small. It's too skewed. What you're seeing through is no longer working for you. I had to break it so that I could break you through. That old prescription isn't working for your new vision. I got a new prescription for you. What you're looking through had to break because it's no longer working for you. Why? Because it's not big enough for you. I have to expand the elasticity of your thinking. Why is that? Because Oliver Wendell Holmes said, a mind stretched by new ideas never returns to its original dimension. Paul said, I pray that the eyes of your understanding would be enlightened, that you may know the hope of his calling, the riches of his glory, and the inheritance in the saints. I got to enlighten your eyes. In order to enlighten your eyes, got to break what's breaking you that's not allowing you to break through. Family, just type breakthrough, type breakthrough, type breakthrough. Come on, type breakthrough, type breakthrough. It's no longer working for you because it's too small for you. Family, type bigger, type better, type brighter. Bigger, better, brighter. When I give you a new vision, now you begin to see grace in your glass. That's what you begin to see. You begin to see grace in your glass. I remember I was out of town one time and got up in the morning, was out of town to speak at an engagement, and I was leaving my hotel room in the morning because, I went downstairs to get me some breakfast. A little tired. Waiter who seated me had a whole lot of energy. I could have gone for a few more Z's, but I had to get up. I had a speaking engagement. Got in from a late flight the previous night. And you know how it is. That hotel bed don't feel like yours, so you may not sleep that great. But said, let me get a little burst of energy, get me some breakfast. Waiter was taking my order. I mean, he was dancing while walking to the seat. Everybody's, he's clapping and dancing around different tables while taking other people's orders. People were groggy or piped up now and wide awake and laughing. And he comes over to my seat, getting ready to take my order. I said, brother, you got a lot of energy this morning. Got some amazing energy. He said, yeah, I got to. Plus, it's a rainy day, too. I thought to myself, generally, when it's a rainy day, you trying to chill. But here it is. There's a message in the midst of it. God is giving you energy to dance despite the rain, to dance in the rain. When it seems as if nothing but raindrops keep falling on your head, is nothing but life always raining on your party. God is sending people who are assigned to you, who are excited to take you places that are reserved for you. No, when they see you, they don't hate to see you coming. They're rejoicing because they recognize your value. They get excited. They start dancing in advance. Why? Because they understand that energy that they have is going to be reflective and reflexive on you. Doesn't just stop there. He brought me a glass of water, and he just didn't pour it halfway. Because a lot of times, you go into restaurants and people, the waiter or the waitress is pouring it halfway. No, he filled the water to the brim, to where, here it is, the water started overflowing in the cup. Here's the revelation. God is sending you people. God is sending you individuals who have a servant's heart. Number one, they got a servant's heart. They want to pour into you. And they recognize, hear me, that you have the capacity to handle the blessing. They're servants. They want to pour into you. And they don't just want to pour into you to where it's halfway. No, they want it to be overflowing. Why? Because they know that you have the capacity to handle the blessing. I'm speaking to you right now. God is sending other people into your life to make your cup overflow. What's in the cup is for you. What flows from the cup is to bless other people. My cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life. I want to speak life into your life. Your finances are about to overflow. Your relationships are about to overflow with love. Your business is about to overflow. Your heart is about to overflow with grace and greatness. Your body is about to overflow with healing. Your mind is about to overflow with joy. Come on. Your hands are about to overflow with anointing and gifts. That's what it's about. Family, just type overflow. Just type overflow. Type overflow, 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 overflow. Type overflow. Grace is in your glass and it's overflowing. I want to seal what I'm saying today with a word that I think will resonate with you. It's a story about a man who went to the pastor of his church and he said, you know what, I'm not going to be attending that church anymore. And the pastor replied, he said, get kind of shocked here. What's going on? Can I ask why that is? And the man started explaining. He said, while I come to your church, I see people. While I come to the church, I see people texting during service. Some are gossiping. Some just not living right. Some are straight up sleeping while you're in service. They're sleeping during praise and worship. They're sleeping during the preaching. They're all hypocrites. Pastor was silent for a minute, processing what the person said. And then he said, you know what? Before you make your final decision about leaving the church, can I ask you to do something for me? Can I ask you to do one thing? And the man said, you know what? Sure. What's that? What would you like me to do, Pastor? Pastor said, you know what? I want you to take a glass of water, walk around the church, not once, but twice. And as you're walking around the church, not once, but twice, don't let a single drop spill. Man thought to himself, you know what? I can do that. That's no problem. I can do that. And so he takes a glass of water, carefully walks around the church twice. He's walking circumspectly, real ardently, and he's focused on every single step that he takes. He comes back to the pastor and he's all happy. And he says, I did it. I did it. Not a single drop fell, Pastor. Pastor said, that's amazing. That's awesome. The pastor asked, he said, you know what? While you were walking, did you see anybody on their phone? Did you see anybody gossiping? Did you notice anyone living wrong? Matter of fact, was anybody sleeping? Man paused, pondered, processed it. He said, you know what? I didn't see anything. I didn't see anything at all. I was too busy focusing on my glass. I was too focused on my glass, making sure that the water didn't spill. Pastor smiled and said, aha, yeah. When you come to church, I want you to keep that same energy. Bring the same focus that you had on that glass. And rather than just focusing on that glass, I want you to direct that focus to God. Direct it to God. Come on, family. Focus on your glass and direct your focus to God. My glass is too full to worry about what you've got going on to where you're so empty. My glass is too full to worry about your glass being empty. I'm too full of love to hate you. I'm too full of grace to gossip. I'm too full of the Holy Ghost to let you poke holes in my self-confidence and my self-esteem. I'm focused on my glass. That's what I'm focused on. I'm focused on my glass. There's a grace in my glass. There's a grace for growth that is in my glass. My glass is too full to worry about what else is going on. I ain't half full. I'm not half empty. I'm overflowing with grace and greatness. Family, I want you to sow into this word that you've heard. I want you to sow into the grace in your glass. It's not the debt that you owe, it is a seed that you sow. I want you to help us to broaden this broadcast, to expand the parameters of this podcast. Communities and cities, neighborhoods and nations, locally, nationally, globally. You can help us to do that. As I've been the pastor of the Remnant Worshipers Ministry in the city of Detroit, we've fed more than 15,000 people in just 4.5 months. You can help us to do more. You can help us to feed more. You can help us to serve more. Information is on your screen. Links in the chat. Links in the description of this video. Cash App $ Dr. Eddie Ministries. Cash App $ Dr. Eddie Ministries. PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr @gmail.com. We've been having a super conversation. Drop a super chat. Drop a super sticker. Super thanks. Yes, and a super thanks back to you for staying tuned in and locked in Again, Cash App, $Dr. Eddie Ministries, PayPal, Zelle, EddieConnorJr at gmail.com. Drop a super chat, drop a super sticker, drop a super thanks. Super thanks to you, and I'm praying for you. I'm joining my faith to yours that God's going to do 30, 60, 100 fold. He's going to do exceedingly abundantly above all that you can ask or think. This is your season. This is your season for seizing. There it is. This is your season for seizing. You're shifting from overwhelming to overflowing. Keep that same energy. Focus on the grace that is in your glass. Thank you for your support. Thank you for giving. I appreciate it. And I know that there's a grace for greater growth that rests on your life. I want you to become a member of our In the Mix family. Links in the chat, links in the description of this video for how and where to become a member of our In the Mix family. Yes, do that even now. Tap that link, click that link. My gift and my give to you, as you choose one of those three options, VIP, Royalty, OQP, is to give you access to our members only area. Membership has its privileges. Get exclusive access, behind the scenes footage and content. Even now. Unlock the unlimited, get an all access pass. Shout out to all of our amazing In the Mix members who are in our live chat. I see you with the digital decal, and I appreciate you for that. Become a member of our Eagles community. Join us right now. Join us right now at theeaglesacademy.com, theeaglesacademy.com. When you get there, tap the join now button, fill out the form. I guarantee you're going to be transformed. We got an amazing session tonight. Soar with us into greater success and purpose, theeaglesacademy.com. Family, were you transformed? Let me know. Just type yes if you were transformed, and you know that your cup is going to be overflowing. Family, In the Mix is out of time, but trust me, I'm not out of truth. And so I want to thank you for rocking with me. I want to thank you for riding with me. I want to thank you for rolling with me. Why? Because that's just how we roll. And we roll together each and every single weekday, Monday through Friday, for In the Mix. And we mix it up right here on the YouTube side. Hit that thumbs up button, like, comment, share, subscribe. Yes, do all of that. Do all that. Sincere salute to all of you who are watching us on our sister satellite stations on social media. I just got a question for you. Are you my friend? Are we locked in? Well, then step this way, step that way. Which way? By friending me, follow me on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. We don't stop at EddieConnorJr. Family, put some respect on my name. EddieConnorJr. Y'all keep showing love. I'm going to keep showing up. I really am. And I want you to show up to our amazing church where I serve as the pastor of the Remnant Worshipers Ministry in the city of Detroit. 20470 Hubble Street is the address. And I'm saving you a seat. 20470 Hubble Street is where I'm saving you a seat. Join us for word and worship, powerful prayer, praise, and a preached word. Check out more about our church at trwchurch.org. You can also get copies of my books. I got 18 books out there. Ebooks, audiobooks, hard copies, all on Amazon, as well as you can get signed copies at my website, EddieConnor.com. I got a litany of resources. I got a plethora of resources out there that are going to really speak life into your life and really going to help you to take your life to another level. My bestseller book, Blueprint, where I'm showing you how I have been able to write all 18 books. I've made so many mistakes. I'm giving you the play-by-play to overcome those mistakes, to really shorten your learning curve, how to take your manuscript to the marketplace, how to build your books, how to keep an ongoing connectivity with your writing to where you become consistent doing it. Yeah, that makes a difference. Even if you already written a book, I'm showing you how to sell your books, how to put them in front of the right audience. Get my bestseller book, Blueprint. It's on my website, EddieConnor.com, as well as my Successful Speaker Strategies digital video training guide. Whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to do that through the art of communication. Both resources are available at EddieConnor.com. If you're looking for a dynamic speaker, speaking, if you're looking for a dynamic speaker, don't look any further. I'm the man for the job, so invite me to speak at your church, your conference, your community center, your school, your graduation, your session, your podcast. Let's make some progression. Add me to your calendar. All you have to do is email me to invite me, info@EddieConnor.com, and it would be an honor for me to empower you. It's yours truly, Dr. Eddie, your main man, 100 grand, your brother. And I mean that from another mother. Family, it's been fun, but brother, gotta run. So I want you to know it's been a privilege and a pleasure, treating a treasure, joy. Yes, it has been beyond measure. But I want you, yes, you, I'm talking to you now, to remember to keep the faith and believe it's going to be bigger, better, brighter. Peace and a whole lot of love. Keep soaring higher. You know, I realize the extent of your development is connected to the extent of your investment. What I mean, invest little, develop little. But we're investing much into you as you invest in yourself by developing your purpose, developing your goals and your dreams and your ideals and your ideas, shifting you from ideas to income. Where does this all happen at? I'm so glad you asked. It takes place in our Eagles Academy. All you have to do is go right now to theeaglesacademy.com, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed to shift your ideas into income, your contacts into contracts, really to grow your ideas, your impact, and your influence. You owe it to you to invest in you. And as a result of it, now you are able to be coached and mentored and be a part of our live trainings with yours truly, with me, along with a host of other leaders and trendsetters and trailblazers and accountability partners. No one grows in a silo. The power of mentorship, it takes what I've learned in years and months and I give it to you in minutes. What I've learned in decades and I can give it to you in days. To be a part of our private Facebook group, to get guided feedback through our Eagle's Nest reflections, to get access to all of the content, all the live sessions and the trainings of business development, of financial stewardship, of the impact and empowerment that only takes place when you go right now to theeaglesacademy.com. Again, when you get there, tap the Join Now button, fill out the form, be transformed. But it doesn't just stop there. You want to develop your book? Then guess what? You are an aspiring author. You need to get my bestseller book blueprint. It's available right now, accessidentity.org/author. All of the insight of what it is that I have used to write 18 books and be a best-selling author, you owe it to you to get your hands on that. You also owe it to you to get my Successful Speaker Strategies download. I'm telling you, whatever you're building, you can build it better if you use better words. Let me show you how to develop your communication. There's an art to communication. Let me show you how to develop that. Go right now as well to accessidentity.org/speaker. And then I am blessed to pastor the Remnant Worshipers Church. I want you to be a part of the church that I am pastoring at right now. It's such a great thing of what it is that God has fashioned us to do. And it's taking place right here in the city of Detroit, 10 a.m. every Sunday, 6 p.m. we have prayer on Tuesdays, and then 7 p.m. on those same Tuesdays, we have TNT Tuesdays. Truth and Transformation. It's amazing. You want to be a part of it. Go right now, trwchurch.org, and then I want to see your face in the place this Sunday at 20470 Hubble Street. I'm doing my best to save you a seat. Powerful prayer, praise, and a preach word. Can't wait to see your face in place at the Remnant Worshipers Church.